pre-warning before we get into this race. As you can probably tell by the video length, it did not go well for me, but iRacing is about dealing with the good and the bad. So today we're here with a Formula 4 attempt at Rudskogen. Now this series can be pretty chaotic, and originally I wanted to spin it because we were up against all new iRacing Pro, Maritz Lona and one of my good friends X-Fitcho as well. But yeah, sometimes you can't really do a lot to protect yourself in these kind of races. But yeah, I always think it's good to share both the good and the bad. Get yourself subscribed if you're new, and let's see just what happened. Well, as one of the lowest ranked cars in this lobby then, I think today is going to be about survival and nothing else. If we gain any iRacing, I think we can walk away very, very happy.
Green. 20 minutes remaining, you've got 20 minutes left.
Let's see how this race goes. I mean, lap 1 is just going to be all about trying to stay out of trouble. That's hence why I qualified. I didn't qualify. And stayed at the back of the field. There's a couple of guys already getting quite hot in. I mean, it's a fairly high SOF race. You'd expect people to keep it fairly clean and tidy through the first couple of corners, but it is iRacing. Netcode exists, and you know, anything can happen, and it normally will inside the sim. So yeah, just trying to take it nice and easy on the opener. See a little bit of contact up in front, but everybody so far seemingly able to get the job done through these first couple of corners. I am just bringing up the rear of the field. Like I said, I want to just take things nice and easy on lap 1, but yeah, so far that hasn't really opened up any opportunity for us. So we might obviously have to start getting our elbows out at some point fairly soon. Rudskogen, it's a short lap. It's not one of my favourite tracks in the world, but hopefully, yeah, we can still have some fun with it today, although it isn't particularly easy to overtake at either. In a lot of places, you've kind of got to wait for the car in front to make a mistake or something like that, or just get really, really aggressive with trying to make your moves. Or as well, there is a guy in front of me, a bit slower through that final hairpin than I was expecting him to be. Kind of had to park it on the inside there, as a lot of people like to really hug the apex right the way through that corner. I prefer to kind of run out a little bit wide and cut back in later on for a bit of a better line as well. That guy again, net coding there just a little bit. I thought he was going to go off to another planet. He's still trying to attempt to take off in the number 20 car, but yeah, Diego just about still seems to be with us here on planet Earth. But yeah, I think ultimately, you know, it'll kind of depend on what the pace is like. I do enjoy this car, but you know, it can be one of those cars where some weeks I feel really quick, other weeks I seem to struggle a bit more, kind of depending on what you do with the tyres as well. There is all. Here we go. We have got a bit of carnage. We'll pick up a couple of freebies. Oh, and then kick out the back end in a little bit of anger as well there. So, yeah, that's kind of what you're waiting for a lot more around a venue like this. But obviously, yeah, the Formula 4 car as well. I think if you're new to the sim and you want a car that gives you racing and gives you good numbers, I would argue on the Formula side of things, this is probably the car to have in iRacing. There's like 5 different series with it, and I kind of feel that's a little bit excessive. There's like 3 races every hour, and normally they all do pretty well population-wise, depending on what the combo is that week. So yeah, obviously if you are, you know, new to iRacing or thinking about getting it, Formula 4 is definitely a way to look into it as well. There is, yeah, we are definitely getting slowed up by Diego a bit at the moment, so we're going to have to try and see if we can find a way past him nice and quickly. Like I said, we are one of the lowest iRating people here, and we have got a pro. Maritz at the front of the order recently has just gone back pro on iRacing. I saw on the Twitter sphere. Of course, yeah, top esports competitor in, well, so many games. I love that. What on earth is that? I think we might be out. Oh, he's still flying now. Deary me, that's not gone well. Take a look at this thing. Guy in front of me gets a little bit of a tank slapper, collects it up, and then he just drops it again. And we go for one of the most impressive cartwheels I think you're ever going to see inside iRacing there. I mean, yeah, that one's not gone too well, and unfortunately, yeah, round 1 of the Formula 4 European Series, I think yeah, he's a bit of a write-off for us. I just want to see that from another angle, kind of just behind the car, because it seems a little bit weird, kind of the way we clip off him in the end as well. We'll go with far chase. You can just see, I can't work out, it must have been netcode, because I think obviously he'd already cooked his tyres, obviously with that first slide as well. So just got a little bit snappy. Yeah, you can see again, he's all over the show, and it wasn't, so it was no netcode, sorry, yeah, it was just him completely screwing himself over.
15 minutes left. That's 15
as we'll
minutes.
try and slow it down and just have a quick look a little bit more in depth. Right, let's have a look. Let's fast forward it on again. I always forget it's this one, isn't it? To obviously slow it down just a little bit more. So yeah, you can already see then gets that little bit of a slapper through the first part of the corner, tries to correct it. And then obviously, yeah, through again, you can see he's already dropped the rear of the car again, so he's all over the show at this point. Tips it in once more for good luck. And yeah, he's going to completely go for a spin. Annoyingly, I kind of work out at this point he's gone. Try to come out of it, and well, sometimes there's just nowhere for you to go, as we'll launch off the rear end. And I mean, well, that's a picture if ever I've got one inside this game. We'll go for a nice couple of cartwheels, land on the halo as well, so that thing's working quite well. Even the guy behind me got collected in that one, and, well, surprisingly, most of the cars stood up quite well from that. But my first properly big disappointment of the new season, we are out of the race here at Rudskogen.